been slacking.
I've been slacking.
You're slacking. You've gone Hollywood.
I know. Do
You've
you know
gone
what?
Hollywood.
I need a fellow reader to tell me to come back to
I
sold out.
Come back to the streets.
Come back to the streets.
Come on,
Come back
man.
to the
streets
bookshop.
is waiting. Yeah, man. Out there in Hollywood, doing Netflix and all this.
I left you guys for film. I said, no,
man.
we're not reading anymore.
You really got to bring it back.
I feel like readers have a bad rep.
Okay, go on.
I mean, off camera, we were talking about how, like, people always call me a reader, and I'm like, is this a good thing or a bad thing?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just always, like, I don't know where I got it from, but, like, for as long as I can remember, I've always read, like, always.
Really?
Like, and, okay, I think it might be in boarding school. I went to boarding school at, like, 7 years old, so, like, super early.
Okay, wow.
And you had reading time, like, from 7 to, like, 8. You had to be in bed, you had to read.
Okay.
So maybe that's where I got it from, and I just never stopped.
So did someone encourage?
Yeah, it was like forced. It was
I was
forced
gonna
reading.
say yeah, because most kids would just open a book and then do something else. But you
Exactly, I was
book.
actually reading. I don't know. Am I like a nerd? I don't know if I'm a nerd.
I feel like you are a nerd.
Oh, like, but books are so great.
I feel
don't
like
know.
Nerd is in fashion now.
Exactly.
What book do you remember picking up at that age? You're in the boarding school.
Okay.
You're 7 years old.
7 or
Which
8.
book?
I was reading like Jacqueline Wilson.
Jacqueline
it was like
Wilson.
yeah, it was like that era.
Jacqueline is an
yeah,
icon.
like Dustbin Baby.
Bread and Breakfast Star.
But, yes,
a
yes,
cliffhanger.
Yes, yeah.
So full disclosure, I have an older sister. Well, she's only a year older. But obviously, if you're a young girl growing up in London, Jacqueline Wilson was like God. Do you know
she
what
was
I
like
mean?
it. Yeah, exactly. And then I got a bit deep. I loved the Agatha Christie. I loved like murder mysteries.
You read Agatha Christie?
Yeah.
Really?
I love that. So like the Miss Marple books, Poirot books, I loved them. Anything I could read that was like a series, so it was like a whole, like the same character across like 20 books. But I never read Harry Potter. Nigerian parents, I wasn't allowed to read Harry Potter.
Every African that's come on this show has had the same story.
No.
Yeah.
You know, like it's sorcery, it's witchcraft.
Yeah.
So that's the one thing I probably regret not reading as a kid, because I feel like every kid, that was like the intro into reading. But yeah, it was just like sort of like anything that I felt like was really far out. So like murder mysteries, like space and time travel. But now I would never read anything like that.
Why not?
Yeah. Because I just don't find it interesting anymore.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know.
You never read like Harlan Coben?
No.
Have you ever watched any of his shows?
Nope.
I could see you being in one of his shows.
Okay.
He writes really compelling, like mystery thrillers, and someone always goes missing. Like a character always goes missing, and then you go on the journey to try and find the character.
To find out how it happened. Yeah.
So you could maybe be a character that goes missing in one of his shows.
Okay.
He's got like 7 shows for Netflix.
Wow. Okay. Well, I have to watch it then.
Yeah. No, read one of his books, Harlan Coben.
Harlan Coben. Okay. Yeah. And also, I loved Noughts and Crosses as well.
You know,
and there's a show for that now. And I was like, wow, it was like so nostalgic to see. Yeah.
If you were reading Noughts and Crosses, so by the way, I don't know anyone that's under 60 that reads Agatha Christie. So, let alone someone that's 7 years old.
That's so good. I stand by it.
Did you have friends in boarding school?
I did. I think it's nice also because even now, like within my friendship groups, like I have a lot of readers.
Really?
So we had like a lockdown book. We read Educated by Tara Westover, which was so depressing. Like the worst thing you can read in lockdown.
Well, I don't think I've heard of that book.
Yeah, it's a story about this girl who, it's like she's an American woman and she was in like this cult growing up, and just how she got out of the cult and ends up like going to Harvard and living this amazing life.
Oh, so it's a biography, kind of
biography, yeah, and just like her crazy, like really abusive family. I mean, great to read during the pandemic.
Yeah. You just sink in your mood.
Yeah, but like we all read it together, and then we had like a little FaceTime and talked through it. I mean, I
can
like
see the joy in your eyes.
I was so excited. I read it first, obviously. I was finished in like 4 days.
Serious?
Yeah.
What's the quickest you read a book, actually?
Maybe like 2. Like if I'm on holiday, I have nothing to. I can read in like 24 hours. Like,
really?
Yeah, but like like a small book. Big books really scare me.
What's the biggest book you read?
Right now I'm rereading Americana, and that's a big book. That's kind of big. I'm like halfway through. It's big.
Do you know what I feel about
it's
Americana?
It's digestible, but it's good.
I feel like it's a big story. Like when you go into it, you feel like you're in the world. But pages-wise, it's like what, 400?
For me, that's my max.
Really?
Yeah. I'm not gonna read like Lord of the Rings.
You've never read Lord of the Rings?
No, I can't do it. I can't do it.
Really?
No.
So if you see a book and you think, okay, this book is like So I've got books at home that are like 500, 600 pages
That's what I'm
easy.
saying. It'll take me a lot to start it because, like, same with TV shows. Once I watch the first episode, it doesn't matter if I hate it, I have to finish it. So even if I'm hating the book, I have to finish it. I have to have closure.
That sounds like torture.
I have to finish it, yeah.
You could just jump on Wikipedia, you know.
I know, but so I have to commit. I have to know this book is going to be bomb. I have to know I'm going to love it. Otherwise, I'm too scared. So big books, I'm like,
Okay, that's quite a good decision. So there's a book called A Little Life.
Okay.
Which like is about a very big book.
Yeah.
No, but one of our guests was swearing by it. So maybe I'll give. So as a part of the show, we always gift the guests with one of the books.
Oh, nice.
So maybe I'll gift you a reading challenge.
Okay.
And also, I haven't read the book myself.
Yeah.
So maybe you could read it. I could read it. Your group of friends could read
it.
Yeah. But only if there's another lockdown though, because I don't have that much time.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If it's like a self-help book, then I can read a long book. But anything fiction, it's not like I get bored of the story, but I need to like find out what happens within like 2 days. I can't wait like 2 weeks.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, I think I'm just impatient. Yeah.
When you was young, at that age, Jacqueline Wilson, all that kind of stuff, what would you say was, if you had to identify one book that really kind of like made you feel like, oh my God, books are just fucking amazing. What would you say that book was?
It was Zadie Smith, White Teeth, 100%.
Classic book.
Such a good book. I just remember reading it and I was like, how can she write so well? I think I was also inspired. I was just like, her writing is so effortless. And also that was when I started reading books that are less fantasy and more just relatable. Like you have normal characters, the themes, exactly. That book talks a lot about, I think, they're like Jamaican immigrants to the UK. So like a lot of things that you would see in your day-to-day life. So that got me into like, it went from like young adult and teen books to more mature, but also books I felt like are more relatable.
As an actor then, so when you're talking about books and reading and this kind of synergy between TV show, when did your career as an actor kind of like manifest, and how do you think books had an impact on that?
Books and movies are both a form of storytelling in a way, right?
Yeah, 100%.
And like my dream is to do a movie that's a book adaptation. Like that would be amazing. Because imagine having a book as like a reference. Like your character has been described in like over 400 pages and now you're bringing them to life. I mean, there was a book I read, The Secret Lives of Baba Segi's Wife.
Oh,
that book's amazing.
I've started reading that book.
That's such a good book.
I'm in the first scene where she walks into the house because, like, kind of, you don't really know that she's married to the guy, and she comes into the house, and all the other wives are kind of getting onto her.
That's hustling, it's really, really good. And now I have this problem where I'm reading a book, and I'm like, I want to be like in the movie version of this or the TV show version. I can just see it coming to life as a TV show. I think some books are better at doing that than others. But yeah, I think definitely like having my imagination grow through reading and like loving fiction so much definitely kind of got me into the storytelling side of things. Because before that, I was a fashion influencer. And during that whole time, I had a book club on my website.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so that's, I think that's why I get that reputation.
Oh, I see, okay.
Because every month, me and my followers would read a book, and then I'll like write an article about it.
You write an article, you was really,
yeah.
So why did you stop?
Because I kind of moved I'm trying to move full-time into acting. So that side of things kind of slowed down. But I really want to do it again.
You should, I don't see why.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, that's true.
Do you write at all?
Yeah. No, but I really want to. I want to start. I mean, I have done writing, but like it's like secret writing. This was another like lockdown thing I did, which was just like creative writing, but like for no end. But I don't know how writers put out their writing. It's too scary. I could never do that. It's so personal.
But someone would say, I don't know how like somebody vlogs or how someone gets on the camera and acts, you know. And I feel like with a film like Citation, there was quite like intense scenes in a way.
Yeah.
How did you prepare for your role in that specific film?
Yeah, because the subject matter is so sensitive. So the key thing was to like talk to victims anonymously and just kind of find out their stories.
Oh, you had to do that?
Yeah, just like people who have been through that exact situation, but like off completely keeping them anonymous. Then yeah, just trying to get as much experience from when I got to set, which was on a university campus in Nigeria, in Ife. And just seeing like... So
it was actually a campus? It was
a real campus. It was like 2 weeks before school started, but all the students started coming in, they were extras. and then they were coming back early so they could be extra. So it was just seeing that, being inside the environment, which was amazing, because I feel like if it was like a fake university, you wouldn't get that same energy.
110%.
But books really did help as well. Like, there were a few books I read just about, a bit more general, but like victims who come out and speak about the sexual harassment and sexual assault, not specific to Nigeria, but my biggest resource was actually the BBC Sex for Grades documentary, where a journalist, Kiki Modi, went into university just like with I don't know what they're called, undercover camera, and it just showed all her professors like saying, okay, if you want to be in my class, you have to do so, so, and so. So I had that amazing resource, But yeah, it's not an easy thing to do.
I commend you on the performance because I really enjoyed it.
Oh, thank you so much.
I really did. I want to watch your new film, but it's not available.
Yeah, it's just in Nigeria right now.
So I can't get the bootleg.
But it'll be in the UK soon. I can't tell you what platform, but
why not?
I can't. I mean, I don't want to get sued, guys.
Okay.
I don't want to get sued.
You know what?
Yeah.
Can you tell me and we'll bleep it out?
Yes.
Give her a round of applause.
Thank you. I feel like everyone loves this book, The Alchemist.
Everyone, including me, by the way.
Oh, okay. So now we can actually discuss this. I couldn't connect to it. I couldn't.
So.
Why did you connect to it so much?
I think it depends where you are in your life when you read it, but also...
Yeah, so I'm not there yet.
no, not even about being there. Sometimes you got to be broken, but also I read it with no expectations.
Right.
When I read it, I didn't know that Will Smith has said it's the best book. I didn't know there was a whole community of people that like, The Alchemist changed my life. Yeah. So someone literally gave it to me. I was part of a book club actually, and we just read Lord of the Flies, which I think is a bit overrated as well.
Oh, yeah, that's a classic. Another thing is like, do you like classics? I love classics.
Really?
That's why I was so disappointed to not love this. Because again, everyone was like, this is the best book I've ever read. It changed my life. And having, I think expectations can kill
an experience.
Yeah, an experience, You should have no expectations going in.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah,
what classics do you like?
Oscar Wilde, Jane Austen, like I can do classics like that,
I'm reading War and Peace at the moment.
Okay, I've been avoiding that.
I'm struggling. Like
that's long.
That's a big book. That is a big book.
That's a big book.
And every day I'm like, it's like a task to get through it.
Exactly. But like George Orwell, F. Scott Fitzgerald.
You like that?
Yeah. I think now the older I get, I prefer like contemporary books versus like something set in like the 1920s or like 1800s.
I think contemporary books have gotten a bit more relevant, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
To like probably people from different backgrounds and stuff.
Exactly.
But classics, I did English literature A-level and A2. And in my A2 exam, I couldn't finish reading the book we were supposed to read. Okay. So I went into the exam.
Oh, but you had to finish. What book was it? Do you remember?
I can't even remember.
Can't remember,
But I remember it because I remember at the start of the term laughing at someone because the teacher said you didn't read the book and you went into the exam, and I was like, that would never be me.
Yeah.
And then I couldn't finish reading the book.
It was that bad. Yeah.
It was, So
also, I think school can ruin books for you
100%.
if you're forced to read them.
100%.
And there were some really weird books that they gave us to read in school. Yeah, like inappropriate almost.
What's the weirdest book you read in school?
This like super racist book. It's called Heart of Darkness. I used to remember it being
This is supposed to be a classic.
Book. Yeah, I really like it.
The guy goes to Africa, right?
Yeah.
What happens in it? Because everyone would swear by it.
I think it's just like a white savior book.
Oh, white savior. I like that phrase.
But it's of its time, I guess. But I was just like, why are you making us read this? If anything, like, it should not be on the school curriculum at least.
Yeah, is it that bad? I mean?
It's really bad, really, really bad.
You like the picture of Dorian Gray, right?
I do.
So I know someone else, Yinka, and she's always like, you should read this. Is her favorite book ever.
It's really good. Yeah, I want to reread it.
So I can't read it.
Why?
He spends the first 5 pages, just describing how beautiful this
he
man is.
Yeah,
and every other page is like Dorian's eyelashes. Then it's like Dorian's lips. And it's like, okay, I get it. Dorian is sexy or whatever.
Yeah, but he's meant to be sexy. That's the whole thing. But I think it's like satire, like someone who's so obsessed with themselves. But if you take it to be, it's like kind of a description of an actual person. Yeah, it's like unreadable.
Oh, maybe then. Because I've read it. I've tried it like 3 times, and it's like, when are we gonna get past Dorian's cheekbones? You know what I mean? It's like, raw.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Or maybe girls like the book. I don't know.
Exactly. Maybe
I thought
maybe,
both guys and girls would like it.
Maybe.
That's a really good book.
But I mean, yeah. So it was. I'm actually gonna try and read because I've had it on my shelf for the longest time.
Yeah.
Have you ever read Sally Rooney? She's quite popular right now.
I have. I read
Normal People.
Normal People, Conversations with Friends. I read both of them, and she has. Yeah, I have this on my bookshelf.
Yeah.
But I haven't started it.
What did you think of Normal People?
To read, I preferred Conversations with Friends, but then the Normal People show came and that was really, really good.
Oh, really? I haven't seen the show.
That's really good. Yeah.
Really?
And there's a Conversations with Friends show out now.
Okay, I think I've seen the trailer.
Yeah, but she's really great. Like, she got me into contemporary writing as well, like contemporary characters a little bit. Not just romance. Like Charles Dickens, you know?
Yeah, Dickens.
Yeah, I mean, it's good writing, but it's really hard to relate.
Yeah, has a book ever made you cry, like, emotionally? Like, from a romance, like, love relationship?
I don't really cry that much.
Oh, wow, sorry.
I don't cry watching movies, I don't cry reading, but the book that's probably got me the closest to crying. I don't cry, no, I don't think I've ever cried reading a book.
Really? Then you have.
I'm heartless.
No, you need
I've never cried. Okay, what's the book that will always make you cry?
Okay, so I don't cry because I'm obviously, but I may have said like a fug tear, like,
One
you know, like
tear,
just
single tear.
Yeah, you know them ones.
Single tear.
So I think we were talking about it before, but a book called Beloved by Toni Morrison.
Ooh, I really want to read that.
Read it.
I've just heard crazy things about it.
Read it. It's a very, very like emotional book. I'm not saying I cried, like I said.
Yeah.
There may be a little like
a single tear.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I like romance novels as well. So there's a book called Us by one of my favorite authors, a guy called David Nichols.
Okay.
And that's a really good book. It's about this couple that are in a marriage and the marriage is breaking up. And it takes a while to get into it, but it's just so like emotional the way the relationship starts to fall apart.
Yeah. Like there's some books I read like every year. Usually Half of a Yellow Sun, I'll read like once a year.
Really?
I just love that book so much.
It's such a good book.
It's such a good book.
It's a really, really
good book. When I love an author, like Zadie Smith, once I read White Teeth, I went back, I read NW, Swing Time. Like, I will just read all their books.
You just read the whole,
so I'll like go with one author. But Chimamanda, I have to read like once a year.
Seriously?
Yeah, I'm never disappointed.
Have you ever met her?
No, I haven't.
Never.
No, so can you imagine?
You're an actor, Netflix actor.
I know.
You're in Nigeria and you've never...
Much. I know. I have family, friends who have obviously met her. I'm just like, oh, when? Who's gonna take me to go and meet her? Yeah.
Is she like a national
she's a national
hero?
treasure. Yeah. She's like our Chinua Achebe. She's like the voice of our generation. I guess.
No. I think
Yeah.
like I can't sing her praises enough. But the way she writes, I read Half a Yellow Sun before all the hype. I think I read that Thing Around Your Neck. But then Americana, my wife, she knows I like romance things, and she was like, "Oh, you're really gonna like this book." So I read the first few pages. She's at the hair salon. I was like, "Okay, cool." But then when she starts getting into the story, I'm just like in love with the couple. Do you get what I'm saying? And by the time it gets to the end, I'm just like, it just kind of like really wrenches you.
Yeah,
I think
does.
it's a good. I don't want to spoil it for people, but I think it's a very. Chimamanda's got.
And that's one book I would like always recommend as well. That's also a problem I have, is that anyone can recommend me anything, and I will go and buy it.
Oh, really?
And I'll just have, so I usually read 3 books at a time. I have like a main one.
Wait, so pause.
So I'll read like a main one. Maybe I'll have like a really short book. And then I'll have like a non-fiction, like self-help vibe.
Oh, okay. So what's your self-help one right now?
It's like Manifest Now.
Who's that by?
I don't even know.
You just
But it's also like biblical, so it's like a mix of like Bible passages.
Oh, I like the sound of that.
And then you can write in it, so it's like kind of interactive.
Oh, okay, like a workbook kind of
Exactly, yeah, which is fun. So like when I get into bed, depending on like, can I concentrate? Do I want to just like escape into a book? I'll decide which one is like the vibe.
Oh, so what's the third book you're reading then?
Right now is actually I just finished it a few days ago. The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo.
Oh.
I mean, I feel like everyone
TikTok,
has read that. It's like a TikTok book.
I haven't read it yet, TikTok.
It's like a TikTok book. It was good.
TikTok, you know, TikTok book is really good actually. The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. Have you read it?
No, I haven't.
That's a good TikTok book.
Yeah.
I was like.
It was like actually good.
Oh, really, really good. I was like, these kids, man, you're always recommending these bullshit books. So I picked it up.
Yeah.
And I wish I had it here, but it's so good.
Because I can't trust TikTok recommendations sometimes. I think a lot of people are quite pretentious to what they read. I'm not a snob. Like, I could read anything. You don't have to read things that are deep just to read deep things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I feel like this is part of the reason why I like bringing people on the show that kind of bring the subject matter down to earth. Because I feel all the time it's like reading, have you read The Great Gatsby? Have you read this? Have
Hemingway
you read
and all
you know
that.
what I mean?
No.
And I'm just like, it's not always that deep.
Exactly.
Because I read comic books. Do you read comic books?
No. The only thing I used to read the like Archie comics.
Oh, rubbish.
But that's not a comic book.
Yeah,
It's not like Marvel,
it's like
right?
Spider-Man. Do you watch Marvel movies though?
Yeah, I do.
Would you be in a Marvel movie?
Oh, I would love to.
Which character would you be? Quick, 5 seconds.
I don't know. I just want to be. I would love to be in Black Panther. I mean, that'd be
Black.
epic.
Yeah, I feel like every black actor's vying for a spot.
To be in Black
Who
Panther.
your agent though? Do you feel like?
Yeah,
we
have to make it. We have to
like
make it happen.
If you're in it, please can you
I
remember
know.
me? No, I'm just saying if you're in it and you have a scene, can you find a way
I'll
to
pull
just
you
be like,
in.
say if you need an extra, maybe I can be swooping.
You'll just be there,
exactly. And the thing is, I'll work out for like 6 months just to get in shape.
Just like 5 minutes
so I can have
screen time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So let me know.
Yeah.
I'll be on it.
Don't worry, got you.
What did it feel like when you found out you got the lead role? Like, is that your first lead role?
That was my first lead role. And I was like, I'm still shocked it happened, to be honest. Like for Kunle Afolayan, the director, like to put that faith in me, and to just take a chance is insane. Like, I feel like sometimes like it was just fate.
And I mean,
you know what I mean?
Your co-star's not like a starting actor. Do you understand?
No,
what I'm saying?
they're all OGs, veterans, like acting for 40 years. So they also helped me so much. Like on set, they really guided me through everything. I feel like your set experience is as good as the people you're working with, or as nice as the people you're working with, or like as kind as they are. Because the whole environment will be like just so much better when everyone gets on. You know what I mean?
Cool. If you had to pick one African author that's not Chimamanda,
Ooh.
who's your favorite? It's Chimamanda. I always say it wrong.
Chimamanda, yeah, Chimamanda.
Yeah,
Ngozi Adichie. I love Bolu Babalola.
Oh yeah.
Love in Color. That was really beautiful. Those were like kind of like short stories.
She's got a new book out, right?
Really, I haven't read that yet.
It's on the way.
Yeah, I really can't wait to read that. I loved that book. That was a really, really amazing book.
Have you met her?
No, we haven't, but we're like IG friends. I really want to meet her. If you're watching this, coming to meet you. I really want to meet her. Like, she's so talented. And to have, again, like, the way she mixed, like, our ancient mythologies with, like, so clever.
It was such a clever concept.
So clever. And, yeah, having different parts of Africa, having, like, the Ghana story, the Nigeria story. It's just so great for, like, I don't know, like, young African girls to read something and actually relate to it. You know what I mean? It's so rare. It's so rare.
If you could do an ideal role, who would it be? Or if you could be a character in any book, who would it be?
That's really good. I just also love movies and books like they encapsulate a time, like a very specific time, 100%. That teaches you something, but like it has a story that's relatable. So like you can relate to the characters, but it's like a historical piece.
100%. I feel like that's what's so good about it, because I kind of like, we actually have this over here, to be honest.
Yeah.
Some novels tell a great story. Others make you change the way you look at the world. Americana does both. Would you say that's an accurate statement?
100%.
No,
yeah.
I concur even more. Yeah. So what other book do you feel like? So I always have to big up my Ghanaian sister over here, because a lot of people...
Homegoing. This book is so good. Homegoing. This is so well written. You know when you read something like this, research and the planning must have taken forever. Because it's spanning so many decades.
Like 7 years
You have the family tree and all the characters. I'm like, oh my gosh. And sometimes that's just enough for me to say this is a great book. Just knowing how much work the author did, I'm like, I'm going to read this to the end. Because I know you tried, you know what I mean? But that's such a good book as well. I think to be an author in today's day and age is really hard. It's really hard because it's not only like how many books are coming out, like it's also... you get feedback, like
away.
Social media feedback. Like Charles Dickens wasn't on Instagram.
Like,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, Oliver Twist.
He didn't have he didn't have that stress of people saying, like this book is trash.
No, I agree.
So like hats off to anyone who's like still writing from like an honest place and putting it out there. Like respect.
But you operate in the same space. I'm sure not every single reception towards your movie was like, your
No.
Oscar. Or when's the
No.
Oscar? Do you know what I mean?
Definitely not.
And
Yeah.
how do
yeah.
you shut that noise out?
I think it's honestly different, like when you're proud of yourself. Like when you're like, I did what I could, great. When you didn't do what you could, then you're like, okay. But I've always been someone that, like, I love constructive criticism, but general criticism I don't listen to, but also like general praise I don't listen to.
Oh, wow.
Like, it really just matters, like, my close friends, my family, like, what do they have to say about it?
Yeah,
And I just, like, life is life. Like, you just have to try your best, end of the day. And I always respect people who are putting stuff out in the world. That's what I'm saying. And it's rarely those people who are there to criticize. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So it's like, until you've tried to do something and failed, like, you should be the last person to be like, oh, this is bad, this is trash, this is, you know what I mean? Yeah. Because you have to just try until something sticks, really.
Talking about things sticking, so I have to watch this segue.
Yeah.
Watch this segue, please. This segue
Talking
is
about
to
things
be
sticking,
epic.
yeah.
Talking about things sticking.
Yes.
I know you like the book called Stay With Me,
Yes.
which I also like.
Yeah.
Wait, did you catch a segue? Did you not catch a segue? Sticking
Stay
with me. Exactly. So, my wife.
Yeah.
This is kind of how I knew you was a reader.
Yep,
Like, the people that read, but I knew you know what you're reading.
Yeah.
She was like, I think she must have mentioned that you read the book. And I was like, okay, cool, let me see what other stuff this woman's interested in, because she read it and she's like, this is amazing. And I was like, so I read the book here, and I'm telling you, for the next 2 days, I couldn't put it down.
Yeah.
It's a
great book. Yeah, it is.
Did you see the twist coming?
No, I didn't.
I didn't see either.
I was not expecting it. Actually, the way I found it was, this was one of my book club books.
Oh.
And the way I would get books is I would put up an Instagram story like, hey guys, okay, what's your favorite book, or what book should we read together? And I had a tally of like the most recommendations, and this was like, everyone was like, oh,
this book club was really
I know, it was a community, it was a well-oiled
machine.
I know. And people also ask like, where is it? Do you know what? I'm gonna have to bring it back. This has inspired me to bring it back.
Please bring it back.
Yeah.
Can you bring it back, please?
Yeah.
I'll even join the book club.
Or at least like once a quarter. Exactly.
What's the criteria?
Yeah, nothing. You just have to actually read the book. Some people, they won't read the book.
Yeah.
And I went into it again not expecting anything. It's not the most overhyped like #1 New York Times bestseller.
Really, was it?
It was. No, it's not.
Oh,
That's what I'm saying. It's not a book you've heard.
heard.
It's not like a Americana. And it just blew my mind. And having like a dynamic that seems so simple, like this married couple, but having something that's so personal, and the way she writes it being so, it was heartbreaking. I don't know.
It really was.
I need to reread that again, actually.
I definitely think you should reread it.
I want to reread it.
That's actually a great book. I
Such a
really
good
feel
book.
like when I read that, I was like, yeah, this is like those kind of books. Like, you know, when you go into someone's life and you feel like they show you all the little pieces of it, and it's got that historical element behind it as well.
It does, yeah, exactly. And again, creating a world that like you're falling into as a reader.
So a lot of these authors are coming from Nigeria. A lot of these women, female authors.
Yeah.
What's in the water? Why is it?
I don't
why do you think it's all
know.
Nigerian? You know what I mean? Like a really.
I think we're just talented.
Yeah, sums it up.
We're just talented people.
For the rest of Africa, we're just
you guys are falling behind.
No,
I can't say that.
We're making up numbers, I suppose. Yeah.
And it's so great to see. I mean, there's so many. Even there's a book called like My Sister is a Serial Killer. My Serial Killer is a sister. Exactly. You see, that's something I want to read as well. No, I just feel like we have so much talent from female writers, like they're killing it. Female writers, young female writers from Nigeria. Yeah.
How does Africa or Nigeria cultivate that and make that into something like?
I think just like stories to tell.
And book clubs.
And book clubs. I mean,
no, in book clubs.
Defunct book clubs.
I can't understand why you lost inspiration. I think it's such a great idea.
I feel so bad now. I'm like, why did I stop doing that?
You should.
I know.
You should. Did you still go to the library?
No, I don't go to the library.
What was the last time you went to the library?
When I was revising for exams. I don't like libraries. I can't read when there are other people around as well.
So
I think my attention span. I don't read when he's around.
Really?
Yeah, no. And he's been reading the same book for like 2 years. I was like, if I see this book, it's like Chinese history book. I'm also like, why are you reading this?
It's probably it's probably a business.
Something business something. I'm like, oh my god.
Can I say congratulations on the engagement, by the way?
Thank you so much.
How does it feel to be?
Yeah. Engaged.
Yeah.
I don't know. It feels really good. It feels nice. I feel like we're still on that engagement high as well.
Yeah,
like when you start planning the wedding, that's when you're like.
That's when the stress.
starts.
Yeah.
So we're just enjoying it. To be honest.
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing the pictures and everything.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
I saw the little engagement. What did Easy pull out all the stops for his engagement?
He did. I mean, he really did. I can't lie. I wasn't expecting to be shocked.
Really?
Like, I thought I would see it coming, but we were shooting a music video for him, and that's how he like pulled it off.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So in the video, you was acting in the video.
Yeah, like I'm in the video.
So
The video is like when this is out, the video will be out. It's called Legalize. That's the song.
Oh.
Legalize, like the first single of his new album. So we did the video together.
Did you capture you crying? Were you in tears?
I wasn't. Actually, I didn't cry.
You didn't cry?
I did cry.
Of course you cried.
But not on the spot. I was shocked and then I cried.
Okay, cool.
It takes me a while to process. I think.
Really?
Yeah.
No, but at least you cried though. You gotta get at least one tear, even if it's a fug tear.
Just one tear.
Yeah,
The single tear.
Yeah, man. Because the man them go out of the way. Honestly, I was with my friend and her fiance was planning. Her now fiance was planning the engagement. And the day before, obviously because he's planning, he was late. And she was grilling him, cussing him out. Why are you late? He's so useless. And I'm thinking, you don't know what the man is going through.
He's going through it.
To make that little special moment.
He's going through it, yeah.
American Marriage is a good marriage book.
Yes, I'm excited to read this actually. I've heard very good things.
Especially someone who's about to go into the next step
I
of a
know.
relationship.
I hope it's a happy ending though.
I'm not going to spoil it.
You can't spoil it for me.
Happy ending is subjective.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, what does happy mean? Right?
What does happy mean? I like that.
Not to be deep about it.
Do you read philosophy books?
I don't
Do you,
say
Malcolm
yes.
do you read philosophy books?
No, I don't.
No, you do. I feel like you do. I can see it in your
I'm
eyes.
actually getting embarrassed. I'm actually getting embarrassed.
Do you read philosophy books?
No, I don't. I enjoy, like, I do, okay? I do.
Oh, wow. No.
I do.
Don't be ashamed.
I do. But not to be deep, but I don't know. I really like ancient philosophy and
really?
but like when it's really digestible. So like, let's say it's a book on like, let's say it's like Plato, but it's a bit what's it called?
Really?
There's like kind of like modern subtitles for it, if that makes sense.
I read Aristotle.
I find that interesting. Exactly, Aristotle.
And I didn't understand it.
I
didn't understand the word of it.
It's hard to digest. That's the problem.
I went to watch a YouTube video about the book, and that's the first time I've done that, to be like, what is this book about?
What is this book about? I know. But I think there's a lot of good stuff if you're able to get underneath, you know, like the ancient way it's been written. Like the Tao Te Ching and like all these like ancient philosophies. I just find it interesting.
Really?
I can read anything. Like I just find it interesting.
Have you read 48 Laws of Power?
Yes, I have. But
No way.
I have, but like
I don't know. I think
I didn't read it in a way for truth. I read it because I was like, everyone has read this.
Most men
and I was
have read
like,
it, yeah.
this is how people learn manipulation.
Yeah, true.
I read it not from like, I'm going to use this. I was like, okay, I get that people are
Understand
aware
it.
of what they're doing.
So I like the way Robert Greene interprets like situations. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I would not apply it, but like you said,
That's
I'd
what I'm
see
saying.
the way
But I
people-
think some people read it to apply it. I know a couple people who are like, read this. You'll be able to do some crazy stuff. I'm like,
okay, fair enough.
it's a red flag, yeah.
Is there anything else in terms of movie roles that you can speak about? Or is it all still like on the hush?
Ooh, I can't say anything apart from the movie that I am going to be doing next is, I always just say this, but like I just like to go for movies like that people expect me to do, maybe to something that's completely different. So it's going to be a very, very different project. But this one, actually, I wouldn't probably get to read as much because it's not in a specific world or situation. But yeah, I'm excited. Something new.
I'm excited as well.
Yeah.
So as you were saying, there's happy endings to everything.
Exactly.
And I feel like this is the happiest of the happiest
This is the happiest ending.
of our conversation.
Yeah.
Because the silver lining is your book club is coming back up.
Yes, it is. Oh, I'm just gonna say
Nah,
I'd say yes on camera.
Nah, it's cool.
And everyone is now gonna be for the next 4 years like, Temi, where's the book club?
It's cool.